College athletes should be paid to play. Imagine having to choose whether to go to college for free or staying with your homeless family and working full time to help them out financially. That is a harsh decision that thousands of young athletes have to make while in high school. For instance, teen football star Bryce Gowdy had to make this decision. He couldn't handle the weight of the decision, and on December 30th, 2019, his body was found lying next to a train track. His family had been living in a car and were broke. They had recently filed for bankruptcy. His death was ruled a suicide. In this speech, I'll explain to you why the NCAA must provide students with a set salary for student athletes. This information is relevant to you because some of you are NCAA athletes yourselves. And if not, you more than likely know one. I will first like to discuss with you why the NCAA should be paying their athletes. Next, we will discuss some solutions that the NCAA could apply to solve this problem. Finally, I will discuss why these solutions are best suited for solving these problems. Let's get started by discussing how hard these players are working for no pay at all. For decades, the NCAA has received pressure from athletes to pay them, yet the NCAA has repeated over and over again that the athletes can't prove that they have had the power to fire or hire them. NCAA athletes are offered to play football directly by coaches. They then either accept or decline the offer. If they accept, they go play football with them immediately. If a player does not perform well enough, if a player is not strong enough, if a player doesn't show up on time, they will be kicked off the team. That is very identical to the description of a job. College athletes also bring in a significant amount of money to their schools. The NCAA's annual income is $1 billion a year. That money is made from selling athletes' apparel, game tickets, and mostly from selling advertisements on TV. TV that the viewers are watching just to watch the players play. Although some of that money goes into the stadiums and facilities for those players, none of it goes into the players' pockets. As a matter of fact, according to a study cited in The Economist, if players were paid according to their worth, then the top 10% of football and 16% of basketball players would be paid around $400,000 and $250,000 a year respectively. They also deserve to be paid for playing because being a college student athlete is a full-time commitment. Athletes are required to take at least 12 hours of classes in order to participate in sports, and most students need around 16 hours a semester to graduate on time. This schoolwork combined with weight room sessions, practices, and film sessions easily adds up to 30 to 40 hours a week. That's not including the time it takes to study. Athletes don't have the time to work like their peers who don't play sports. They simply just do not have the time. Now that we've seen how this problem is affecting us, let's look at some of the solutions. As a solution, the NCAA needs to pay their athletes a personalized salary based on that team's need for the player and what skills and talent that player brings to the table. Just like a job, they should figure out that player's worth and sign a contract based off of it. It's no secret that players are already perceived as business pieces to coaches, and it is time to fully treat these players accordingly. Now that you understand my proposal, let me give you reasons to take this particular action. Although paying student athletes through an individualized salary may not be perfect for everybody, it is a better idea than paying them hourly because that system can easily be manipulated either by the players or the coaches. The athletes could easily say that they either spent more time than they did on the field or the weight room, or coaches could short players their hours to try and save money. Many players will feel shorted or unwanted because their salary isn't high enough, but that's just the name of the game. Programs are already given a certain amount of scholarships, and if you're not good enough to receive one, you have to walk on or try out for that team. These players who complain of not being paid enough would just have to work harder. Now that I've given you reasons to accept my proposal, let's go back and look at what we've discussed. The NCAA needs to step up and pay their athletes as soon as possible. They profit off of players popularity while giving nothing back to these young and many times poor athletes, forcing them to make incredibly hard decisions. This is very close to slavery. If you would like to help make a stand towards this injustice and help NCAA athletes get paid, you can do so by signing the petition on change.org to hopefully open the eyes of someone in the NCAA and make a change. Next time you get your paycheck and you feel like you are shorted or that you deserve more than you were paid, remember that NCAA athletes more than likely worked harder than you that week and received no pay whatsoever. Thank you.